Thank you, Chairman. Once again, we're here again, aren't we? We see yet another retrospective application coming back to the Planning Committee. This seems to be repeated monthly. And I think if you look back, it is monthly now. So I do really wonder where we're coming from. I personally, as you're well aware, do not like retrospective planning application. And although the paper does not show it, it's the second time we've received retrospective application from this applicant. I'm not at all happy. I've received numerous complaints from neighbours and local residents. Also, our planning officers and enforcement officers have spent a lot of time trying to advise the applicant during the build process, which he apparently ignores. Both the owners of 83 Church Road and 2 Oakwood Close had constant problems during the build. I think the points that Mrs. Durkin raised to you, and I think you've all seen this paper that was sent to you, is that correct, with the photographs? And I think, you know, there's some very good points she's made there. You know, the impact on the living conditions. You know, we're talking about the shadow being cast in the garden now because of what's going on. The side access, I think that Mrs. Durkin made the point very clearly on that. The back door to Church Road, I mean, it's very clear that, you know, they're just looking straight at a brick wall. So just really to say, the other point that I wanted to make really was, and probably the most important point, is I'm not happy that the roof levels are far higher than that approved. The extension leaves are 300 millimetres higher than approved, and the ridge of the roof is 1.2 metres higher than approved. So we're talking that much, of course. Also on the extension, where the side door is shown, the eaves are 700 millimetres higher than the approved, and the ridge is 1.1 metre, again, higher than approved. As such, the side door of number 83 facing the extension now looks at a solid blank brick wall. I'll then move on to the promise of a concealed box gutter behind the fascia, which the applicant proposes. The committee need to be aware that the fascia boards ought to be installed, and unless the alteration is made to the roof and brickwork, there is no space for the installation of a box gutter. Also, we've seen the void in the pictures. I don't know what the proposals are on that, but you know, this whole application seems to be bitty. There seems to be total disregard of what's been suggested. There are approved plans that are being completely ignored as well. So really, just to finish, I think Mrs. Durkin has made some very good points, and certainly I would urge the committee to look at the photographs she has supplied, which gives a good indication of what was going on the site at present. I would ask that the committee reject this application as I feel it's unacceptable for the ridge heights to be over 1 metre higher than approved, and also believe the application is overbearing and detrimental to number 83. Thank you, Chair.